Okay, so this is day two of well, studying web development. So yesterday we had a few parts. Here we have just certain parts for the forms. So we did search. So here, where is it? Okay, here it is. So again, we'll form action search. The data will be submitted on this data. So I on this page. So whenever you add action to a form, it is the area or the server where the data that you input through the input here text will be submitted. And let's go. What else? What did we talk about yesterday? Oh, here. So just have here the name, surname, password, etc. You can just submit it. It's just a random button here. Okay, wait, let me find that button. Okay, so here, if you include the type button, it'll just be a button. However, if you put input type submit, it will become a submit button. Okay, so as you can see, well, of course, it will not be sent to a server because this is not a live website. And the form action search here, the notes slash search, and I do not have a folder or a website is or the backend some a server for the search, so that won't work. And let me just refresh. Okay, that's good. It's good. What else? So we also had picker here, the color picker. That's it. Okay, so what else? So that's just hijacking searches. So again, the name search query, this will be attached here. Where is it? Okay. Okay, so this will be attached here. So the name should be correct since, for example, this is the address in this server where the data will be searched. If you did not put something here correctly, then it will not be searching anything. So for example, search. Let's just put here search. So we add here Google 123 and it does not take us anywhere. Okay, as opposed to when I put here Q and we refresh that. Okay, so let's type biology. Okay, so it gives us the search result, which is biology in Google. Okay, so I think I've recalled everything from yesterday. Okay, now let's move on here. Sorry, it's already 11:25 and I'm really sleepy. And also I'm not feeling well. Okay. So, and anyway, let's continue. So here, we have a new form. So, for today, I learned about the checkbox here. So you can see your checkbox is here. However, this is checked because I already have, by default, this is checked. Let me refresh. Wait, is it refreshed? Okay, it's refreshed. So by default, wait, let me test. Oh, okay, by default, this is checked because I put here an attribute called checked. If I remove that one and refresh, look, it's not checked anymore. But as opposed to when I put checked here, it will automatically be checked. Excuse me. So next one, we have here it's not labels, but what do you call this? Radio buttons. So radio buttons are good for example, filling up surveys forms. So for example, if you have, if you're familiar with the Google Forms survey, that they use this one frequently. So, okay, so as you can note, as you can see here, we can only select one radio button. That is because if you will look at here, our code, the name is the same for the three inputs. So that is the technique. However, if I change, for example, if I change the name of this one to sizes and this one size. So let's see. So you can select more than one. However, if you put them the same name, then that means that there should only be one choice here. So like yeah. Okay. Also, since you put here the ID, so label is for XS and the input type has an ID, which is XS. So this means that sorry, sorry. So this means that this one, the label for denotes or is pertaining to the input type radio, which has the ID of XS. So you just need to even if you just clicked on the text XS, it will automatically select the radio button. So what is the value? So what's the use of the value? So this actually works only when the data is submitted. So let me try it out. Okay, so as you can see here, if you look at this one, size is S. That is because I selected S here. This radio button, I selected that. So let's try it again. One more time. I'll select medium. As you can see here, size is medium. That is because the data that is submitted is medium, because that is the radio button that I chose or picked. Okay, so for the next one, I have here, this one is kind of interesting. I really like this one. So this one is what I call this, a select, um, what I call this. I'm not familiar with this one. This is attribute. No, this is the attribute if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, okay, element. It's an element. Okay, so the select element is for choosing. Here you have a drop down. As you can hear, you have fish, vegetarian, and steak. So what you need to do is, well, of course, you need to first type this one, select. Then name again. The name should only be one, and it should be connected to this one, so that even if you just click the name, it will automatically select. However, you still need to click the drop down so that you can access it. Okay, so now, so name, meal, ID. Okay, so we have your option value is fish. So why do we need to use the value fish? So it's just the same as this one. The what I call this? This one, this attribute called value is the data that is submitted to the servers. So again, so you need to type here what the text that you want to appear in the choices, and this will be the data that will be submitted. Okay, so fish, vegetarian, steak, it's already there. Okay, so also the element select is not self-closing, so you need to add slash select. You need to close it. So next one, we have here the labels. No, it's not label, I mean range. So range is just simple. You have here. I think this is usually the sliders. For example, sensitivity. I'm not sure how this is used in websites. I'm not familiar. I rarely see this on websites. But anyway, let's continue. So we have here the several attributes. So and so ID is the name, identifier. Again, label for cheese. I think there should be a name also for this one. Name. Let's add here. Name for us cheese. Okay. So now you also have your min value. You cannot see the value here. There is no indicator what the value is. Also, we have your max 100. However, if the interval or the range is too small, for example 1 to 5, look at what will happen here. Oh wait, because I have the step 5, let me remove that one first. Okay, and the value is 40. Let's put the default one. Okay, so you can see, you will notice here that it moves slowly, or it's just like dragging. It is because the range is so small. And also, I think it does not accept what I call this, non-whole numbers, decimals. It does not accept. So if you want it to be smoother, you have to increase the range, so 1 to 100, so on. However, it still depends on your usage. So we have here value. The value is just the default value. So for example, 50. So 1 to 100, and it automatically goes to 50. Let me refresh. Automatically goes to 50. We also have steps. So what's this attribute? So steps is simply just skipping by multiples. So for example, instead of just going 1 increments of 1 per slide, you are doing here increments of 2. How about we make it 10? So let's make it 10. Is it steps or step? I think it's just step. Okay, it's just a step. Sorry. Correction, the attribute is step, not steps. Okay, so here 10, 10, 10. So let's count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that should hit 10. Last one. Okay, so the next one is oh, we already have a name, cheese level. Anyway, okay, that's good. Next one, request. This is just a form text. Okay, so it's just a text area. Actually, it's not an input area, but a text area. So just you use the element text area, the name, requests. Of course, it's just the name for. Okay, and it will be attached here. So columns is how wide the column is. So for example, let's lessen that 1 to 10. As you can see, and rows to 5. Okay, so it occupies 5 lines, occupies 10 lines. Okay, so next one. What else? Okay, name validation. So the name validation is simple. You just need to this is just for validation of this is useful in registration of what do you call this, mm, for registering, like for example if you are going to register on the website and so on. Okay, so sometimes the website requires you to have, for example, x number of characters. This is usually seen in passwords, names also, though very rarely since we accept diversity in names, because there are also some names that are just a few characters. Like for example, Chinese names, sometimes they only have 2 characters or 3 characters. For example, go, tu, chu. It's just go is 2 and chu is 3. Okay, so what are the parts? Sorry for the validation. So of course type text, then name, ID could be different. It depends on you. Placeholder, type your first name here is first. For example, the example is Ralph Michael. Okay, so one, and also required. When we say required, you are required to submit a data. This is very useful. Also, this is from what I learned from Colt. This is just a what do you call this? Client-side validation. So this is more common nowadays as compared to server-side validation for registration of data. So even before the data reaches the server, it will be already blocked by the browser itself. So oops, you need to add an acceptable name here first before you can send your data to this website, so on. This is very useful because it prevents too much validation requests in the server, and also uh, just a caution to the part of the what they call this, the client, so they can just check the names, check the data that they have, if it is complete or not. It's you can think of it this way. It's just like you are submitting a paper to your teacher, but first you have to make sure that you filled up your name, or you have written your name on your test paper, or else if you submit it, will be wasted. Your time will be wasted. Your teacher's time will be wasted simply because your teacher has to ask, whose paper is that? Whose paper is this? So there will be validation, and you will be thinking, did I write my name on my test paper and so on. So it's just like that. Okay, so we have here. So of course it's required. That's why when you put it here, this is required. And min length, again, as I had said earlier, the minimum length allowed length for the name or for the form. Here, so for example, let's try it on 1. So you can see it's counting. So please lengthen this text to 2 characters instead of 1. So that's it. Okay. So we will go now to the second part. So there was this exercise where we had to make something like this one, and actually I made this one. I'm very proud of, and I am very proud of this one. I really like this one. Okay, so I feel like I'm learning a lot as compared to my previous attempts in learning web development. While I did certainly I was able to make a simple website. However, it wasn't progressing really because I hit a major roadblock in what they call this, CSS. So it wasn't really fun because it was like I'm just forcing myself to learn. But now I'm trying to develop. Actually, now even now I am forcing myself to learn because I want to shift to another line of work. However, and also this is because my interest. But however, since there are a lot of distractions, like problems, games, and so on. Problems, games, work, and so on. There are a lot, and even the pandemic. So yeah, I just decided to make this recording. So I'm just looping back to my introduction yesterday. I will be uploading this publicly simply because I just want it to be out publicly. I don't know who will need this. I don't. It's not about this is just a personal log, so I don't really care if this will take off. I don't know if this will take off or not. So I really think it won't. But who knows? Well, anyway, that's not the main what I call this. It's not the aim of this video log. It's more like logging my progress in web development, and hopefully within 6 to 8 months or 6 months at least, I can at least land a gig. I'll be doing a lot of projects. Hopefully, I will be doing a lot of projects. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, let me just save my forms. So let's continue. So the aim here is to just make a registration form for erase. It's simple. So again, first name here, like first name here, last name here. Okay, so it is required. You need to input your last name and first name. Okay. So now, again, I have a note here. So if you only want to select only one radio, then make sure all labels inputs have the same names. Label inputs have the same names. Okay, so what I meant by that is, for example, where is it? Okay, the input names, sorry, input names, all inputs have the same name, not ID. Okay, so input radio, again, because this is a radio button, so you can see if you can test it here. Also, I can just click the name instead of the radio buttons. That is because, again, it is connected by the label. So fun run 5k. Okay, we have here next one. So wait, before I forget, I put this one on divs because simply because I want it to be separated. I want it to be separated per line as per the outline or the model from Colt's exercise. So that is the model. Wait, let me just adjust the div since this is wrong. This should be here. Okay, so it still works. So this one, the same goes for this one also. It's just the same. So again, the value half marathon. Why do we need the value? Because that will be the data that will be submitted to the server. Okay, so what else? Okay, email addresses. So just need here. So sample email, my personal email, and also so this one. So for example, I put here Roki and Roki and Roki. Password 1345. Okay, because it's missing an at. That is because I put here the input type is actually an email. So where is it? Where is it? Okay, input type is email. So that will ask you to have or to add an at sign. Actually, this is not um this does not check if your email is valid. It's just a simple check if you type at, which is usually appended to an email or to a mailing service website. That's it. So it's just checking if you place the at keyword. I mean special character. Type placeholder required is required. You need to put it there. Okay, so input password. So I just selected 4 for the minimum length and 16 for the max length. It can vary. Can vary. Okay, so label. Again, I mean for select, we added the term label because we wanted to see this here. So as you can see, if I click it here, again, it directs me here. Okay, okay, you can see that now. We have here options, so don't mind this one because I don't know what to put here. I don't know how to describe the age groups, but there it is. We have 20 to 8 and so on. So if I choose 20 to 24, this one will be sent to the website for the request. As for the last one, since this is just a button, it will be submitted. It will be sent to the form, to the server at marathon.com. Okay, so we have here submit first name, and it is complete. Okay, so I think that ends everything. So that's just the summary of what I learned today. It was fun, even though it's very short. I don't think I will say that term for the next lesson since I think it will be CSS for the next one. I'm approaching the CSS part of the course by Colt. It's a good course. It's really a good course. It recently had an overhaul, and I think I will be linking it uh, in the description so that if someone finds this video and they find it interesting to see or to check out Colt's course, it's just my way of giving back. Okay, so that's it. Let's end the recording here.